Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Megami Device time again. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Megami Device Sitara Kaneshiya Tenki version here, which is a pretty big box. This is a different color version of the Sitara Kaneshiya kit that we've taken a look at before. There's actually a newer version out, which is the Ganesha version, which is this gigantic one here, which we'll be taking a look at after this. I thought we need to look at the Tenki version here first, and then we'll look at the gigantic Ganesha version after that. But for now, let's go ahead and check out Megami Device Sitara Kaneshiya Tenki. Alright, so as usual for the line, we got some beautiful box art here on the front, illustration of the character, and then you got that nice matte background and glossy image. With the white background, this one's going to be kind of harder to see. It's not as nice as the ones that have the nice black background, then you got that nice matte black. But in this case, anyway, it does look very nice. For a little bit of information down here, it says, characters from a three-dimensional action shooting game join the Megami Device line in a special ace suit design. Despite her small stature, Sitara expertly uses her oversized weapons to take down Vice. Her special move leaves no room for escape as she surrounds and attacks her enemies with full force. And on that note, I should also mention that in this review, I want to check out the Modeling Support Goods Playing Base Type R. So this base here from Kotobukiya is sold separately, obviously, and is for when you want to have weapons or different items or things, effect parts or something surrounding your characters like that. So it will come especially in handy for this particular kit, as you guys will see. But there's just a look at the box art here for this one. It's pretty cool. This stand on its own, though, the list price is 2,000 yen, so around 20 bucks just for the stand itself, which is a little bit expensive, unfortunately. As you guys can see here, it does look like a pretty cool stand, especially for, you know, if you are going to have a bunch of little funnels or effect parts, things like that. It should work really super well for that. So anyway, we'll check that out in the review portion. Back to our box art here, you guys can see a look at what this is going to look like. So it's going to be pretty much the same as the original version. Most of the change is just going to be in her bodysuit. It's just a different style for her suit, obviously a much different color, everything's different color, but then like as far as like new parts and things, you'll just have new parts for her suit. Is going to be a little bit different on this. Otherwise, I think most everything should be mostly the same. You are also going to have the addition of these like bits here, which are sort of like funnels, although I don't know exactly what those are, what they're called in the series, but anyway, you've got those bits here, which we'll use with this base. Over here we've got a look at what the kit is going to look like straight out of the box without any painting or any decals or anything on that, and of course, I mean, it does look very nice. Some nice colors, nice color separation, everything on that. Going around to the other side, you can see what our face options are going to be for this kit. Basically kind of smiling, a little bit sort of frowning, and then a little bit kind of shocked face, like almost sort of like that Pikachu meme face a bit. Anyway, so not bad faces for this, and then some waterside decals we're going to have included with this one as well. The list price for this one coming in at 8,600 yen, so obviously a little bit more expensive as the box, as you can see, is pretty thick. So there's a lot of stuff in this box, no doubt. Underneath a mountain of runners, we are going to have our instructions and some other stuff down here at the bottom. Here's a look at those waterside decals. There's some different markings, some decals there for the gun, and some decals here for the eyes. Look very nice. Looks like we've also got a little advertisement in here for the Sosai Shoujo Teien line of kits, which we've already reviewed the first two in the line, so this is a little bit old, outdated at this point. But for our instruction manual, which is quite thick for this one, there's the front and back. You just got kind of a more full vertical version of the box art there, which looks nice. On the inside, we do have a code card for the game, which I don't play, so if any of you guys do play, there you go, you can use that. On the inside of the manual here, we've got our parts list with those grayed out sections being some parts that are not going to be used for this. Looks like, for example, like the cattail, but I'm sure you probably could still use that even if it's not meant to be used. Then it just goes through all of the construction, and normally we would have a bunch of pictures, but oh, there it is. It's on the front page. I missed this actually. So in the front we did have some photographs of the kit here. There's the character illustration and some different poses here. So again, always a nice reference for different posing options for the kit, so you can check that out. Different flying and fighting poses there, all looking very cool. And then just skipping ahead to the back where you build the weapons, and then just how to change the different option parts and effect parts, things like that. At the very back, we've got the color and decal guide where you've got all your paints listed, and then just a guide where to place the decals for like the eyes, around on the body, and around on the different equipment. So painting guide, decal guide is all there for you like so. Very good. So Here are those face options, as always looking very nice. A pretty dark skin tone for this one, so a very tanned skin complexion on this, so that's, you know, different from Kotobukiya's usual very pale skin tone, so it's nice for a little change there. Then we do also have some pre-printed parts here for the bodysuit as well too, some dark color plastic with some white lines printed on there. Those look pretty nice, and some red bits printed on this piece here for the waist section. And then our hand parts are going to include open resting hands, holding hands, open expressive hands, closed fists, holding trigger finger hands, and then another set of trigger finger hands and holding hands here with the fixed wrist attached. And then some bonus hands here, we also have peace sign hands and pointing hands as well. Then we've got this little ooh runner here for just some pieces for a base arm. Then getting into the runners here with runner A is in this dark brown for her hair parts. Runner B is in this very dark navy blue color here for her body pieces. We got some more of that here on the C runner as well. We have two runners with the label of runner D here, this one in the dark navy blue for some joint pieces, and then this one in this kind of slightly purplish blue color here for some pieces for the arms, looks like. Then runner E, we also have two of, they're both in the same color. This one is just for some wrist joint pieces, and this one is just for some other joint pieces for the ankle, shoulders, knees, and things like that. Runner F is in this clear bluish green color here for our base plate piece with that nice matte finish and the glossy logo inset in there, very cool. Runner G, just a couple of pieces in dark navy plastic. Runner H, back to a much larger runner here with some of our equipment pieces here in that dark, slightly purplish navy blue color. Runner I is in a medium gray for some of the mechanical bits of the equipment. We've got two of this I runner. Runner J is more of that purplish blue color for the main color of our kind of equipment and everything. We got two of this J runner as well. Runner K here in a nice molded gold for a couple little detail pieces and some option pieces there for the arms and legs. Runner L is some more pieces in gray here, it looks like mostly for the weapons. The runner M as well, some more pieces here in gray. We've got two of this M runner. Runner N is some more clear pieces there for like the attachment pieces on the back and that sword blade, which we won't end up using for this kit. And runner O, some more clear pieces here for the attachment parts, and then this clear blade part, which we will use for this kit. We've got two runner P's here in clear blue for some effect parts. Runner Q is in this very light lavenderish blue kind of color here. Runner R is in this really interesting kind of magenta shade. Runner S is some more of that light bluish purple color. We got two of these. Runners T1 and T2 are our other skin tone pieces for the kit, which are very few, so those of you guys who don't like the kits that show a lot of skin should be pretty happy with this one. Runner U is a few more pieces here in brown. Runner V is some more effect parts, this time in clear purple. We've got two of those. Runner W is some new parts for this kit. Here, obviously, we've got two of these, and it's in a molded gold, but different from the molded gold we saw before. It's in a more kind of brownish gold kind of color. Runner X is in clear blue for some more effect like connection pieces here. Runner Y is this one little piece here in gray. And runner Z is some more connection pieces in dark blue. Alright, so in case you guys lost count, that's a total of I think 40 runners in I believe 16 different colors. So you can get in a sense of maybe why these kits are so expensive just by the sheer amount of runners and sheer amount of different colors and everything that go into that. So pretty impressive, and I think the kit will be as well. Let me go ahead and get her all built up and then we'll see how she looks. Alright guys, here she is all built up, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed building this kit again for the second time with, you know, a few new parts on there, but, you know, most of the same kit. But once again, it just reminded me of how much I like this kit and just reaffirms for me that I think this is definitely probably my favorite in the Megami device line. I don't know, we would definitely have to think about it, but I really like the Sitara Kaneshiya kit here. It's really fun, and all like the accessories and everything, her equipment, all that stuff that she's got. You got a bunch of stuff in this kit, so that's the really great thing about it. Of course, that's all going to add to the cost, but with all the stuff that you get in this kit, I think it definitely makes it a lot of fun to play with, a lot of fun to build, and it's going to be a lot of fun to paint someday, eventually. But for now, let's go ahead and check out all the accessories and everything. So for the main weapons, once again, we've got just this big beam lance here, which is very cool. Just got this beam effect that just goes right in the front there, which is in the same clear color as the clear colors on like the back of the kit and the stand and everything. But you got some nice color separation there with the two-tone blue, and then the very cool beam rifle here as well with that clear part set inside. Looks really nice. You got this wire piece underneath, which is not wire, by the way. I mean, it's just hard plastic, but just made to look like wire. But it's a really cool design. And then you have this piece over here, which will attach onto the arm for better stabilization of that. So even though it's a pretty big, kind of heavy weapon, it'll like be held in the hand and then also clip onto the forearm, so you have a pretty good solid connection of that. The problem it usually tends to be, though, more so with the shoulders. So we'll see, but as far as I remember with the first kit, you know, it doesn't really have too much of an issue with this, which is nice. Here's our beam effects. We've got 4 of these blue ones for like kind of blast effects, which can be plugged in here on the feet. You have to use a little adapter piece, which I'll show you here in a minute, or here like onto the back of the leg, or here onto the back of this like little thruster back there, and the back of that like kind of thruster pod there. And this one is more meant to be a sort of blast effect for your rifle. Now as it is, it doesn't fit directly into there like that. We have an adapter piece for that one here as well too. Just pop out that barrel piece and replace it with this big one here like that, and then you can plug this into there like that for a cool blast effect. Before we get to some more of the new stuff, just once again, we have just hair pieces for making just the kind of unarmored version of the head. And you do also have the cat ears for the head and the cat tail, which are not meant for this kit. They're just extra leftover parts from the original, but if you wanted to use them with this kit as well, you could. I don't really like the whole cat motif, so I'll be passing on that. Then you've got the unarmored versions of the arms and legs, and the legs are going to be a little bit different with this one as well too. The unarmored legs have a little bit kind of different design for the lower half, and also the feet are with these kind of pink bottomed high heel shoes there, which look very nice, different from the original kit. So these are the unarmored arms, but then you do have just these among your leftover parts. You have enough leftover parts to make this alternate set of arms as well too, which are in a lighter color, and then have the gold on there as well too. So I mean, you have an extra set of arms that you could then use for some other sort of custom or something like that, I suppose. Got your optional piece there for the kind of front loincloth bit there for doing action poses or whatever, to make it look like it's sort of blowing in the wind instead of just this one just laid down like it's resting there. You also have your typical pieces here for in the upper arms or in the thighs to make attachment points in there if you want to add stuff onto the sides of the upper arms or the sides of the thighs. And for our new weapons, we have these sort of kind of funnel bit kind of things, and we've got 2 of the smaller type ones which are meant to just be held in the hand, as the larger ones are too big to be held in the hand. So you got 2 of the small ones, and you got 8 of the larger size ones, and they're made up of a few pieces, so you will have a little bit of a seam line on them, but overall they are pretty nicely detailed, and you can see got a hole in the bottom of there. And you've got these adapter pieces you're meant to plug into here like that, which will make that easier for plugging this onto some sort of display stand, which we'll be using here in just a second. You also just got some optional neck pieces here, so like a neck piece to make the head sitting up a little bit higher above the neck, a neck piece here with a different size ball joint for attaching on a frame arm scroll head, for example, if you want to do that, and then a Figma head adapter here as well too. If you wanted to take this head and plug it onto a Figma, you can do that with this adapter piece here. And just for a quick comparison, here it is. Compared with the original, you can see quite a bit different on the body, but that's going to be pretty much the extent of the differences, as all the equipment, of course, is just the same. It's just color swapped. The legs as well too are just color swapped. There's no difference there, so it's just going to be with the body. And I mean, take it or leave it. I think I like them both. I mean, some people might prefer this new version because there's much less skin showing. I know that some people are kind of, ooh about that, but both versions I actually really like. I mean, they both look great, I think, so very cool. But anyway, guys, again, just to reiterate to me, it's just a really cool kit. All the accessories and things you got there with the effect parts. The weapons are very cool, large, but the kit actually is able to wield them without any issue, really. So you don't really need to worry about weight issues with that. It does seem to be pretty solid. I'm sure, like, over time, months or years, the joints tend to weaken. That's just kind of a normal thing. But I think basically you shouldn't really have any issue with this, and it's very nice. But I do also want to then take a look at the flying base here from Kotobukiya. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So here it is, all in clear, so it's going to be a little bit kind of hard to see for you guys. And so it's got some different option parts and things. Basically, like this front stand is the one that I'm not necessarily going to use with this, but just to show this to you guys. I've got a couple of these kind of pegs in here, which are just meant to lock in the height of this. So this just plugs down there onto your base plates, and as you can see, you got a bunch of different places where you can plug that in, and then you can raise and lower that, not completely pull that out of there, but you can raise and lower that to a number of different points here. So as long as you can put this kind of key in to lock in the height, that's as easy as that. And then at the top, it will also rotate here forward and back like that, just your little connection piece there at the top. So easy enough, but I'm not going to use this here for today. You do have a number of these like again, like key pieces here for that you can use. I want to just focus on this main part here. So there's all sorts of points of articulation where you can rotate and change the angle of these bits, and they do seem, you know, pretty solid, but as the thing's moving around, obviously they're going to be kind of shaky, so I apologize in advance for that. Once you guys see this on my rotating base, it's going to be kind of shaking a bit. But this one as well just kind of has basically the same system, and that you can raise and lower that, and then you pop in a piece in there to be like a key to hold that in place. And then also the main connection here also has some springs. That's where the springs will go in there for that, and there's like a little button you need to press to pull that down to disengage the spring, and then you can change the angle of that, and that will just lock that into place at whatever angle you want to set it at. So here and here you can rotate that. You can also rotate this whole section side to side here as well too. So plenty of articulation, everything is articulated, and you have a number of different pieces that you can use here for connecting onto this. I've just got these pieces which will be useful for plugging the effect parts onto here like that, and then I can clip them onto the base just there like that. But yeah, this is like an L-shaped one, but you have some different ones that are just like straight up, just different connection pieces, or you can not use a connection piece at all. It's just a 3mm peg hole on the top of there. But so we'll try this now. No, I think the base adds so much to this, and it's really actually, I would almost say, a necessary accessory for this kit. It is really unfortunate that you actually only have 6 of those connector pieces for like the round parts of the base. So while you have 8 of those sort of like funnel bits, and actually the manual says to build 7 of them, but you have 8, and then you only have 6 connection pieces. So you can only have 6 deployed on here unless you buy 2 of that stand, and as we already mentioned earlier, the stand is kind of expensive. It's around 20 bucks or something for just the stand itself, so not sure you're going to want to buy 2 of the stand just to have 2 more connection pieces on there, but I don't know, maybe. I mean, it's a nice stand either way. But even with just 6 of those deployed, it does still look very cool. I think so. It just adds a lot of, even where you have a kit that already has a lot going on, and then you add even more to that with the ability to have those displayed out like that. So this just makes for such a really cool display piece. So yeah, I mean, I would say if you're getting this kit, if you already got the kits, or if you're planning on getting the kits, then definitely check out this base for it as well too. It really almost should have been like included, or they should have included something like this in with the kit itself, if not just basically packing this in as like a base in here, and then they could have made it in like a clear color to match with the rest of the kit, making it clear green or whatever to match the clear effect parts on our back. Would have been great. While the Ganesha version does have a its own base, which we'll take a look at that in the near future next. I wish that they would have done that for this kit as well too, but either way, fantastic kits with amazing accessories. You know, there's a lot that you can do with this. There's even more that you can do with it if you get the base separately, which I would recommend. But let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you guys think about the kits? Do you like it? Do you already have the original version and you wanted to skip this one, or has your mind been changed now after seeing the review? Or what do you think about it? Let me know down in the comment section. As always, guys, you can check out these kits and everything from Kotobukiya there at USA Gundam Store. The link will be down in the video description, as well as the coupon code there for you guys to use as always, so check that out. Thank you to them for making it all possible, and thank you to you guys for liking the video, commenting, subscribing. All that's greatly appreciated as well too. If you guys like these kind of reviews, let me know, because I like doing them, and it's always good to know that you guys enjoy the reviews for these Megami kits as well too. So until next time, guys, hope you're all having a great day. I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.